And this is an interesting one. Ben Swann exposes the truth about U.S. foreign aid and the Clinton Foundation's Haitian fraud. I'm going to play this for you. I wasn't planning on playing the whole thing, but what's funny about this is I published this, and this was from his reality check. But I went to get it, and it was gone, which not surprising because his channel got deleted and so on. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go find it, right? Nowhere. I literally couldn't find this. Try it for yourself. The actual video, I think, was called, what was it again? Here, I've got it right here. It's, I was able to, whoops. That's not where I wanted to, oh, there we go. I want to open it here. So I was able to download it onto Sovereign, which is, by the way, it was called Reality Check. If Haiti is it was for plug your ears, earmuffs for the children, shithole country, who is really to blame? That's when Trump said that, remember? Now you type in that and you search for it. I mean, my God, I looked at BitChute, Odyssey. I couldn't find it anywhere, which is just strange. And so I had to literally find this on the archive. I had to find the YouTube video link, which in and of itself was difficult, then find the archive, then find this video, and it still wasn't able to download it, so I had to just screen record the damn thing and upload it to Sovereign because my website wouldn't let me upload it. Now, I'm not saying all of that is because they don't want you to see this, but my God, that seems a little strange, doesn't it? So I thought, you know what? We're going to play the whole damn thing. It's only 8 minutes because maybe they just don't want you to see it. But either way, this is kind of great work that Ben Swann was doing before he got basically, became persona non grata after he dared to point out the legitimacy of the claims around the conversation that was deemed Pizzagate. Not that there was a lot of BS around that whole thing, but there was very valid points that were discussed with all that he decided to break down and show you the validity of. And he did with the receipts and everything. But of course, that was not what you were supposed to hear. So he got boxed out. But I'm glad it happened because it's something we need people like Ben Swann on the side of the truth. But let's watch this. Showing you yet again how they just straight up stole money from dying people and acted like they were the heroes and never got any accountability for it.
Well, it's been a couple of weeks, but I had to take this one on. President Trump reportedly refers to African nations. Well, it's been a couple of weeks, but I had to take this one on. President Trump reportedly refers to African nations, as well as the island nation of Haiti, as a shithole. The media, both on the left and the right, lose their collective minds. But here's the problem. While media and politicians want to fight about Haiti, nobody seems to care that Haitians have been ripped off by American foreign aid and politicians for years. Let's give it a reality check you won't get anywhere else.
Reality Check with Ben Swann, powered by
Not recorded. Trump, they were reported, but not recorded. Here's what the Washington Post was the first to claim. President Trump discussed protecting immigrants from Haiti, El Salvador, and African countries as part of a bipartisan immigration deal, according to several people briefed on the meeting. Why are we having all these people from shithole countries come here? Trump said, referring to countries mentioned by the lawmakers. Why do we need more Haitians? Trump asked, according to people familiar with the meeting. Take them out. Well, by now, you know the media lost its collective mind. See, on the left, all they could talk about is what a racist savage President Trump is. Listen.
Well, they went to make a deal with the devil, and they discovered two things. He wasn't ready to make a deal, but he really is the devil.
This remark by the President of the United States smacks of blatant racism.
I mean, it just adds to all of the emotion, and it adds to the horror.
And then on the right, it was an effort to defend the use of the word, with commentators insisting it's really okay because that's what Haiti really is.
Lawmakers in both parties came together in grave agreement that it was unfortunate, unacceptable, indeed threatening that President Trump would refer to poor and dangerous countries as, in effect, poor and dangerous.
This was leaked by Democrats, his political opponents, because they thought it would hurt him. I don't think it did hurt him. So he's using salty language to make an obvious point.
Even if he did say it, which we still don't know, this outrage is phony. Lefties, you can't have it both ways. You can't claim we need to let everyone in to protect them from terrible conditions in their home countries, then turn around and tell us they're coming from great and stable places. Sorry, pick one.
Well, of course, the problem with all this is that the debate hasn't been about Haiti. It's been about Trump. The argument is over whether Donald Trump is a racist or whether he is right.
And there's an obvious way the two-party illusion pits you against each other about something that's tangential to the real point they're trying to keep away from your view. And we end up diving into the conversation about whether Trump is racist around Haiti's conversation instead of the reality that they're all allowing Haiti to be completely exploited. That's how that works.
But that argument robs the Haitian people of the debate that we should be having. The debate over why that country has remained in abject poverty and with an unemployment rate of over 40%, even with billions of dollars and reinvestment flowing there. Reality check here. Those billions of dollars, they never got to the Haitian people. And that's the discussion we should be having. See, it was January of 2010 when a massive 7.0 earthquake struck the island of Haiti. It killed an estimated 220,000 people, leveling 100,000 homes and leaving 1.5 million people destitute. Some $13.3 billion was pledged by international donors for Haiti's recovery. Now, at the time, Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. Her husband, former President Bill Clinton, he was appointed co-chairman of the Interim Haiti Recovery Commission, the IHRC, along with the Haitian Prime Minister. So what happened? Well, of the $13.3 billion pledged, some $9 billion actually came in as the total international funding. It's an incredible amount of money. The problem is that money was wasted. It was mismanaged, and it went just about everywhere except to the actual Haitian organizations.
And I do not think that's by accident, guys. That's by design. That's how this is supposed to work. Now, there's plenty of theories about, earthquakes being engineered and, whether or not you think something was designed to happen or did happen because they made it. The point is simply that this is how these vultures, for lack of a better word, this is how they operate, right? You see, these people were devastated by this earthquake. And their first thought is, oh my God, we can exploit that to heaven, however you want to look at it. We can exploit that as far as we've ever exploited. We can make all this money off the backs of their suffering and then even convince some people that we helped them. That's how this works. And of course, this is what they did. Right. And so whether or not, and the reason I said that first point is because in many cases, these things are executed, whether it's a war, weaponized migration, destabilization, regime changes, these things are executed and then secondarily taken advantage of. U.S. aid comes in to, quote, help them. Is that what actually happens? Well, this is U.S. aid right here. Not explicitly and by itself. My point is this is what happens, as Corbett's written about. The NGO Trojan horses. We really, as just honest and free-thinking people of the world, need to be honest and open and explicit about the understanding of what these people and these governments and these institutions truly are. It's just time to stop pulling. It's time to stop pulling punches. Whether it's about the U.S. creating funding and using the proxy army of ISIS, or whether it's about the illegal occupations of the different countries, or whatever these things are. The reality we need to stop pulling punches about.
In fact, on this chart from the BBC, you see that of the $6 billion that came in from bilateral and multilateral donors, 89.8% went to non-Haitian organizations. Jesus. Some $580 million went to the Haitian government, and around 0.5% went to Haitian organizations.
So right there, the point is that you have $580 million that went to the government, which you could argue is what's supposed to happen. But typically, especially in this kind of situation where that there's a puppet sitting there put there by the United States, that's just that does not translate to helping the people. But then specifically Haitian organizations, 0.06. In fact, I believe it was actually 0.6. I think there was an update in his bottom that was a typo they put out there on the screen. Regardless, a fraction of a fraction. 9 billion ends up being 0.6% of that actually goes to people on the ground. While Clinton and her lackeys and the foundation itself is swimming in revenue.
The vast majority of the funding went to UN agencies, international aid groups, private contractors, and donor countries' own civilian and military agencies. Now, a lot of people, of course, have blamed the Clintons personally for
That's why suffering and tragedy is big business.
What happened in Haiti. Perhaps some of that criticism is unfair, and perhaps it's not. For instance, thanks to diplomatic cables released by WikiLeaks, we know this, that one U.S. envoy described the value to contractors who were eager to cash in as a gold rush. Exactly. According to the BBC, in email exchanges with top Clinton Foundation officials, a senior aide to Mrs. Clinton, who was then Secretary of State, kept an eye out for those identified with the abbreviations FOB, or Friends of Bill Clinton, or WJC VIPs. Need to flag people when they are friends of WJC, wrote a
This is pay to play right here, right? I mean, you're allowing these people to come in with their money and act like they're helping when really they're siphoning money and resources. And this is what they do. And don't miss the parallels to what we're seeing right now with Gaza, with many number of different situations. right? There are people that are trying to act like they're here to help when really they're taking advantage.
Senior State Department official who was vetting incoming offers of assistance through the Clinton Foundation. So who are some of those friends who have gotten sweetheart deals, at least appeared to? Well, according to the National Review, the Clinton Foundation selected Clayton Homes, a construction company owned by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, to build temporary shelters in Haiti. Buffett is an active member of the Clinton Global Initiative, who donated generously to the Clintons as well as the Clinton Foundation. The contract was supposed to be given through normal United Nations bidding process, with the deal going to the lowest bidder who met the project standards. UN officials said, however, that the contract was never competitively bid for. Again, according to the National Review, the Clintons also funneled some $10 million to a firm called Innovita, headed by Clinton donor Claudio Osorio. Innovita's application was fast-tracked and approved in 2 weeks. The company, however, defaulted on the loan and never built any houses. An investigation revealed that Osorio had diverted company funds to pay for his Miami Beach mansion, his Maserati, and his Colorado ski chalet. He also pleaded guilty to wire fraud and money laundering in 2013. He's currently serving a 12-year prison term on fraud charges related to that loan. Now, there are many other stories just like those, but perhaps the biggest mess in all of Haiti's recovery, or lack thereof, was what the Clinton Foundation touted as a signature project, a garment factory known as the Caracol Industrial Park. The project was funded by the U.S. government. It cost hundreds of millions of dollars in taxpayer money. It was the largest single allocation of U.S. relief aid. Well, the foundation, working with the Clinton State Department, helped to arrange a U.S. subsidized deal with the Haitian government to build a $300 million factory complex in 2012.
Is that what Haitian people want? Like, think about this. You're in the middle of a catastrophe, right? People are trying to rebuild their lives, and you're talking about building a massive factory for job, and you'll see the worst part after that, like assuming they're even going to get those jobs, which they didn't. Why is that? This is like coming in when people are starving in Gaza and going, here's a COVID-19 shot. Does that make sense? Like you're starving to death and you're giving them, it's just, this is the kind of BS that we deal with, and it's fake altruism. And the reality, as you're about to see, had nothing to do with helping people.
Several hundred farmers were evicted from their land to make way for that 600-acre manufacturing site.
Oh, that's the other part too, is that you had to remove actual farmers. Think about that overlap today. People that actually are helping the local area to build this factory, which later did not help those people.
The plant also began producing clothes for retailers such as Old Navy, Walmart, and Target. And Mr. Clinton declared 100,000 jobs would be created in short order. But the Caracol Industrial Park only created 8,000 jobs.
And I'm willing to bet you that they largely did not go to the people around the surrounding area, which is almost always what happens.
Now, in addition, Caracol was supposed to include 25,000 homes for Haitian employees. But in the end, the Government Accountability Office reports only about 6,000 homes were actually built. And of course,
and I remember reading reports about how terrible those were, falling apart. Like, and this is what happens when you don't have people bidding. They don't need to people don't care, especially when you know that you're working through this broken system where nobody cares because the people above you are the ones breaking the law far more than you are. So you cut every possible corner you can.
The criticism goes deeper than simply not creating jobs. South Korean textile giant SAE Trading Co., which was the main employer at the facility, donated between $50,000 and $100,000 to the Clinton Foundation.
All right, that's pay to play right there.
So what you need to know is that the failure in Haiti, as much as some people would like to put it solely on the Clintons, is not their failure alone. It is the failure of the entire U.S. foreign aid landscape. Exactly. You see, donor nations and private contractors control the money, and in many cases, they funnel it to projects and to contractors and to organizations that align with their interests and not the interests of the people in need.
Usually at the expense of the people in need.
Maybe the best example of how this worked in Haiti was like this. According to the GAO, the cost to build one house in the post-earthquake relief effort, $33,000, because it was paid to outside contractors.
Right.
That is 5 times what it cost one nonprofit called Mission of Hope per house using local contractors.
That's the whole point right there. If you wanted to help people, you could help people. You're exploiting their suffering for your benefit. And then, I mean, at the very, like, think of it like this. Why wouldn't you just meet your obligations? You're still benefiting. You're still reaping all the profits from doing and all these different political deals. But even then, they just don't even complete it anyway. Like you promise 100,000 homes and you do 6. You could have done 100,000 homes and wildly profited. The point is, it's not even just about profit. It's in every possible way. These people exploit and steal and murder, rape, and rob, and they never get held accountable for it. And it's all documented. You got presidents of the Senate speaking up. You got people dying left and right. Nobody cares because your government is a part of it.
So when the media is outraged that Trump uses words that seem to dismiss the people of Haiti, but expresses virtually no outrage over how the people of Haiti were actually robbed of what was promised them in the aftermath of that devastating earthquake, then you have to question what their outrage is truly over. That's reality.
How about that? How about you consider that in the concept of Tucker Carlson and the Putin interview? Right? Does their outrage seem genuine? Clearly not. I think it's a manufactured entity to get you distracted from, the real stories happening beneath the big story that Carlson's being censored. That's how that works.